This is the Lixada camping stove review 1 year on. So for the uninitiated, let's have a walkthrough of the contents of this wood stove. So firstly, the stove comes inside this little Velcro pouch, making it nice and easy to transport and holding all the pieces together without fear of losing them. And all the contents folds and it's slimline enough, preventing any bulk when storing in your pack. Now the contents inside the pouch consists of the following: the windshield, the ashtray, the platform for an alcohol stove, the pot stand, and this little metal pole that goes into the hinge holding it all together. So we have our ashtray, we have an opening in the front for feeding the fire. Alternatively, if you're not cooking, you can simply drop the fuel into the top. We have our pot stand, and the alcohol stove platform simply slots into here. So when the wood stove is in its pouch, it's compact and slimline. When it's not, it's quick and easy to assemble and dismantle, and is stable when it is assembled. An ideal piece of kit for backpacking or camping, especially if you just want to have that quick burn to get warmed up without having to collect too much firewood. And you don't have to clean up an entire fire pit in the morning, simply discard of your ashes, lowering your impact on the environment in terms of leaving fire scars on the ground. And for those of you who don't necessarily want to have a fire, you can instead utilize the alcohol stove and get your coffee on that way. Now in terms of BTUs, you're not going to have a raging bonfire with the Lixada wood stove, but it will keep you warm and it will get your dinner cooked, providing you have the fuel. So there's a positive and a negative when it comes to fueling this stove. It's super easy to fuel. Grab a whole bunch of twigs, sticks, pine cones, get that fire started, and courtesy of the many air holes in an ashtray, it's going to burn hot. Too hot maybe, because you're going to be going through that fuel very quickly. So in terms of performance, it's excellent, but you do need a lot of fuel to keep your fire going. Also, after a while, you're going to want to clear out the ash that falls through the holes in the tray, allowing that oxygen to flow and keep that fire burning. So it's been a year and I've used this stove fairly frequently. As you can probably tell, it's seen some pretty decent action, so let's talk about any damage. The pouch itself is holding up nicely. There's no apparent damage, no fraying, no holes, no loose stitching, which is important if this is where your stove is going to live. The most damage to the stove itself is the warping of the walls and platforms. But with that being said, it doesn't affect the performance of the stove itself whatsoever. It remains structurally stable and continues to hold up well, as it always has done, especially for the price. So I've been using the Lixada camping stove in a couple of the last videos, and it occurred to me that we've been using it for a while. So I thought we'd show it some love and do a recap 1 year on. Now if you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already yet but you really want to, then please subscribe. Thank you for watching. As always, it's been emotional. I will see you on the next one.